Holy crap, people are chatting. Who's chatting? Ah, finally time for some ADHD coming from Scott Klosterman. That is right, motherfucker. That you are correct. It is the same time. You know, it occurred to me the other day that, like, I've done this show longer than just about anything that I've done in my entire adult life. Like, straight away, if I were to pick the one thing that I've done more and more consistently, I mean, you know, with the exception of stuff like brushing my teeth, sleeping, working, like, I don't know, masturbation, like, I can't think of anything that I've done more consistently, more reliably, and have honestly enjoyed more than this show.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Pokemon Go.
Are you high? No. No. Like, not even no. Survey says no. God damn. Hell no. You better have a good news story. That was retarded.
The OnePlus Nord.
Is a fragment. What do you got?
Just throwing that one out there.
AMD pops after it rises revenue forecast for the year. Oh, you know, it occurred to me something else about Apple and Apple Silicon. I know this isn't a tech show, so I'm not going to get a lot into it, but Apple's research and design budget is like the size of many of the GDP of many small European countries. That's what they spend on freaking development, okay? To that end, they test things to the nines, and when they announce their own silicone, and again, even if they fuck it up, I think what they're doing is not only honorable, but awesome. And here's why I think that. Every single, like, they are the first computing company in the history of computing companies to have the stones to categorically separate themselves from Intel's roadmap. All these 0 days, remember the speculative execution breach? You probably don't. I love that I'm saying this like it's rhetorical. Speculative execution prevention was pretty much the biggest bug ever. And as it turned out, AMD was also susceptible, but not nearly as much, and not nearly, essentially, Intel was leaning on speculative execution, which means when they're waiting for you to make a decision, it will execute the things that it can do along all the possible pathways. It's like if you had choose your own adventure, and while, you know, your little brother was choosing which one, you were reading ahead along all of those lines, you know, to see how each choice would go out. And then what it did was, when you made the decision, it would drop all of the other calculations, the speculative executions that it had already run. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, Intel was relying on this to maintain their edge over their competitors. So it's not that their competitors weren't susceptible. It's that Intel was leaning harder. And when they got patched, that's why it was such a big deal. Because the performance gains that Intel has realized in the last, I don't know how long, kind of started to go away. And they kind of didn't know what to do with themselves. So yeah, interesting stuff. Anyway, I think I'm impressed that Apple has the stones, and they are one of the few companies who could actually separate themselves from Intel and not, you know, even if they fuck it up, not end up going bankrupt. Because keep in mind, all of their most popular products, meaning not Macs, all the iPhones, all the iPads, all of that has been on Apple Silicon for almost a decade, right? So, like, it's not that they're shooting in the dark. They're not. What they're doing, let me put it this way, they know what they're doing. Anyway, I'm getting uncharacteristically nerdy for this show.
Facetune video helps touch up your video selfies. Oh boy.
I was aware of Facetune as an annoying thing.
And it sounds like it just got even more annoying.
I love, like, whatever happened to Facetune being something that, like, mafia bosses did to people who, like, crossed them?
Hey, I'm gonna tune up your face.
I'm gonna fucking tune up your fucking face, you
He's gonna
fuck.
give you a face tune,
Shut
Johnny.
up, Vinny. God,
I'm just saying.
that's funny. I don't know. I mean, like, the idea of Facetune video, I find fundamentally frightening. Like, just almost on the surface, like, at its core. And, I mean, what the fuck?
All of a sudden, we have no Jason voice.
Oh, I know what happened. Go ahead.
Luigi was going to be in Nintendo Classic Super Mario 64 leak shows. Everybody knows that. Destroy All Humans PC remake is out now. That's awesome. Motorola Razr 5G revealed in leak renders.
There we go. Yeah, that's what happens when your audio embedder stops embedding audio for no apparent reason. That's exactly what happens.
Apple's next-gen 10nm Ice Lake SP CPU tested. Dual 28 cores and 56 threads.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to a single AMD EPYC 64-core CPU. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
Xeon.
Okay, Xeon are the server, like, they are the ridiculous class, you know, unbelievable. They are the Ferraris. But keep in mind, a lot of people don't quite get this right. If you had a Xenon on your desktop, it wouldn't be any faster. Like, it's not designed for that. What it's designed for is stupefying multitasking on serializable tasks, which is pretty much not what anybody does. And gamers always go, well, I do that. No, you don't. If you use Photoshop, you do that. If you're rendering live video, you do that. If you have 100 users manipulating a data set on a RAID array that you control, you do that. But nobody else does that. That's why Xenon processors, there isn't a demand for them, even amongst the gazillionaires, because why would there be? There isn't. There's no need. There's no intent. Like, that's not what they're for.
Xeon.
I guess it makes for a great headline. So, there's always that. Let me be sure that this is working.
50 thread ripping cores.
Yeah, thread ripping cores.
Because what you need is more cores.
I mean, it's like more cowbell if you really think about it.
Mm-hmm. Could have used some more cores.
I mean, everything is better with more cowbell. Speaking of which.
Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep, please record a message. Afterwards, your message will be played back to you.
Mm-hmm. See, if this bitch had more cores, then she'd be hardcore.
William Barr is testifying towards Congress today.
See, if this bitch had more cores, then she'd be hard. Yep, that sounds great. Okay, phones are up 94 664 2723, NHB Live via Skype. And you can also chat pretty much anywhere you're finding the live video. And I promise I'm going to read them this time. Sorry, Kevin, you were saying a testimony in front of Congress.
Yes, William Barr.
William Barr.
A.K.A. Deputy Dog.
A.K.A. Thundernuts. I'm just going to start.
Deputy Dog.
I'm going to start making up names for like politicians.
He looks like an animated character, doesn't he? Like William Barr totally looks like he could be animated.
I mean, let me be.
He doesn't look real.
He does look real. The funny thing is, he has one of those faces that is so unapologetically like frumpy. That like, yeah, I see what you mean. He looks more like a puppet.
It says he's America's most important lawyer and we can't trust him. Wow. This is by Paul Rosenwig for USA Today.
I mean,
How can you tell when a lawyer is lying? whenever his lips are moving. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
The human reflects reality of how an average citizen views the legal profession. It is seen as a mendacious and amoral. Of course, the reality is different. While not every lawyer can be Atticus Finch depending on defending the innocent, most are hardworking and honest. And then there's Attorney General William Barr.
William Barr, a.k.a. Butternuts.
Which, I mean, all the bars are closed, right? Like, so...
Yeah.
William Barr.
William Barr. Bully Boy Barr is what the Daily Beast is calling him.
He's testifying today and before the House Judiciary Committee.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of honesty and ethics is the basis for the complaint filed last week by 27 prominent lawyers who are seeking to have Barr's license to practice law revoked.
I mean, really?
All lawyers are bound to follow the ethical rules adopted by the State Bar Association where they are licensed to practice. These rules are part of the profession's effort to regulate itself and prevent bad lawyers from practicing law.
Mm-hmm.
According to the complaint, Attorney General Barr has violated the Washington, D.C. rules and engaged in unethical conduct. It says that he has been dishonest and deceitful and has interfered with the administration of justice.
Dishonest, deceitful.
Unleash the justice.
Despicable. Look at this picture. Look at this beautiful picture of Billy Barr.
See, it's Deputy Dog, or who is that? It's
I know what
Mr.
you mean.
Peabody.
No, you're talking about the dog that is. Oh, God, to me he looks more like a Muppet than a cartoon. But I know exactly what you mean. There is something like very specifically kind of surreal about this man's face.
See, Mr. Peabody's close.
Yeah,
very close.
Let's pull up the Kevin screen there. No, he's not. No way. One.
Oh, come on. It's like they're brothers.
No, pull up Deputy Dog.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking it might be Deputy Dog is who I'm thinking
I know
of.
exactly what you're thinking of, so I'm going to leave it on this. And when you're ready for Deputy Dog, I'll switch it over. Because Deputy Dog, I can totally see.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Uh-huh. There it is.
There he is right there with the gun.
Look at it. And it's even better because he's a prosecutor. Like, that is fucking perfect. Wow.
And see, this Deputy Dog, perfect. Absolutely, positively. That's William Barr right there.
Well, I mean, if he had gray hair. But yeah, I totally know what you mean.
Let's see. You do what Trump says.
I have not been.
Let's see. Let's get William Barr right next to him.
I've not been a pawn of the White House. No, I haven't.
We're going to get William Barr right next to him.
No, what I want you to do is Google William Barr looks like and see what Google autocomplete.
Oh, okay. I can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. The Deputy Dog. I don't know. There are so many worse things that I can say about him aside from like the way that he looks. Like he's a pawn of the White House. He tends to gravitate towards Trump's enemies. You don't know what you mean.
I like this split screen I got going here. Here we go.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's so close. And then he's got the Mr. Peabody glasses though. He really does.
He does, but they're not perfectly circular.
Okay, William Barr looks like.
What does it say?
It says Fred Flintstone, John Goodman, Elton John.
Oh my God, Fred Flintstone.
Steve Bannon, cartoon character.
He does not look like Steve Bannon. No, he doesn't. Steve Bannon has never been that put together.
A bulldog, like Droopy Dog.
Droopy Dog. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's who it is. That's who I had on the screen there.
I thought you had Deputy Dog.
Well, and see, Deputy Dog has the glasses.
Right.
See, so he's a mixture of Droopy Dog and Deputy Dog.
God damn.
And then here's somebody did it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We really shouldn't make fun of how this guy looked. Oh my God. Photoshop's a hell of a program.
That's fucking great right there.
That's
like perfection.
He's like looking in the mirror.
Go internet. Okay, anyway.
Wow.
Enough of these photos.
Yeah. I mean,
back to the story here.
Right.
And see, Deputy Dog's got like it looks like the glasses, like for real. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. According to the complainant, Attorney General William Barr has violated Washington, D.C. rules and engaged in unethical conduct. If anything, ethical violations by a lawyer holding a public office should be viewed as more egregious because the violations betray the public trust. How has Barr been dishonest and unethical? The complaint makes 4 powerful, deeply detailed allegations.
Let me count the ways.
He did so systematically engaging in deceitful and misleading dishonesty. First.
So wait a minute. The first dishonest charge is that he is deceitful and dishonest?
Number 1. Barr lied publicly about the contents of the Mueller report.
But he knew it was going to be public, so I'm sorry. That doesn't.
In conduct involving dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation, the D.C. courts have said that dishonesty encompasses fraudulent, deceitful, or misrepresentative behavior. And it also includes a lack of probity, integrity, fairness, and straightforwardness. The statements that are technically true, but fall to the whole truth qualify as conduct of a dishonest character.
That's what lawyers do. Okay, like that's a bridge too far. And again, I
love this picture right here. It's like, put your pants back on.
Oh boy, yeah, the peoples need to see that.
Put your pants back on.
Put your pants back on. Wow.
In multiple statements and press appearances, Barr has said the report absolves the president of criminal liability over obstructing justice.
Obstructing of justice.
We know, of course, that it did no such thing. Mm-hmm. And as over 1,000 prosecutors have said, the evidence of the president's criminality was substantial. Being dishonest with the public in this way is unethical, deceitful conduct.
I'm sorry. He knew it was going to be public, and if he said something, I'm sorry.
Number 2.
Barr
was publicly dishonest in attacking a report issued by the Department of Justice Inspector General in his unprecedented December attack on the IG.
I'm sorry.
I'm guessing that's not Instagram. That's Inspector General.
The one thing that Trump is best at is being unprecedented. So I don't believe anybody under him can be unprecedented. Like, that is the one thing that he is totally winning at.
In doing so, he purposely left out crucial evidence on which the IG relied.
Mm-hmm.
In this way, Barr acted to advance Trump's narrative that the FBI investigation into his campaign was illegitimate.
Okay.
And put that interest ahead of his obligations to the truth.
What obligations to the truth? He's a lawyer.
Number 3. Barr unethically abandoned the rules of the department and ethics rules of the District of Columbia by publicly maligning the conduct of FBI agents who are the subject of an ongoing criminal investigation. Recall that the President Trump fired FBI Director James Comey for the same offense, commenting on an open criminal investigation.
No, he didn't. Okay.
Well, that's what he said he fired him for.
Yes, but come on. We both know that behind closed doors, and usually in public also, Trump does what Trump wants when he wants to.
In commenting publicly, Barr undermined the fairness of future criminal proceedings involving those individuals, thereby engaging in conduct that seriously interferes with the administration of justice.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, number 4. Barr oversaw and ordered the unconstitutional assault of citizens peacefully protesting in Lafayette Square. By doing so, Barr unethically advanced Trump's personal interests in a photo op rather than carrying out his ethical duty to represent the people of the United States and protect their fundamental interest in their constitutional rights.
I kind of believe him that he actually was just along for the walk.
As nothing more than an ethics complaint, this litany of misconduct allegations is shocking in the extreme.
No, it's not.
But
it's not. It is the least shocking thing since grab her by the pussy. Like, I'm sorry. On his weakest day, Trump
Barr doesn't
beats
grab you by the pussy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know about your pussy, Kevin, but he's not grabbing mine. I'm sorry. It takes
it's
a little bit
than just
more.
An ethics complaint against the nation's top lawyer. It's a warning, a detailed, painstakingly well documented warning that at the bottom, Barr is fundamentally mendacious.
Mendacious?
Yeah.
I thought I had a good vocabulary. What the fuck does mendacious mean?
I'm guessing it's not related to pugnacious.
I doubt it. Mendacious.
Not telling the truth, lying.
Oh my God. Okay, well,
Motherfucking mendacious.
I guess you learn something new every day, and in this case, whoever wrote that either needs a thesaurus or needs to get beaten by one. Wow. I don't even know what to say, man. Kevin is still scanning. Twitter penalized Donald Trump Jr. for posting hydroxychloroquine misinformation. Twitter, oh boy. Yeah. Twitter has had a bad week. Twitter has, like, man, they've really had a bad week. Like, if you ever wonder, like, what a bad week looks like for a tech giant, it's fair to say, like, Twitter has definitely had a bad week. It's been awful. It's been, like, straight up terrible. Got anything else?
Former Sanders campaign co-chair Nina Turner compares voting for Biden to eating a bowl of shit. That's nice.
All right, bitch. I want a first-hand account of you eating feces.
Yeah, and if Biden's a bowl of shit, then what's Trump?
What would it...
Having that shit shoved back into your ass?
Well, what did South Park call it? Like, it was between, like, a turd sandwich and a... I don't remember. Remember? Like, it was... And now, keep in mind, people always get this wrong. South Park, like, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are Republicans. Also, it doesn't matter because they're really, really good at taking whatever the zeitgeist of the day is and just turning it into something that is absolutely perfect. But they've never made any, like, when asked any time in an interview, they straight up say, like, yeah, we're Republicans. And if you had their money, you might be too. What else you got?
Apparently, Barr said today, I'm going to answer the goddamn question in Congress.
That's all is that the hair-raising whatever?
Because they're talking about sending troops to people after people in Portland.
Uh-huh.
But there's another huge-ass story today. Republicans revolt against GOP's initial stimulus plan.
Mm-hmm.
Divisions within the Republican Congress spilled out once again Tuesday as the GOP senators dismissed key pieces of their own leadership stimulus proposal not even a day after it was released. Oh, God.
Really?
There's such a fucking dumpster fire. The report, which spans the ideological spectrum from conservatives to moderates in the conference, represents the latest challenge for Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Mr. McConnell.
I like cabbage.
Well, cabbage is pretty good. I'll have some cabbage.
Can't help it. That's a good
As
cabbage.
he seeks to salvage the GOP's opening bid and begin negotiations with the Democrats to get a deal before the August recess.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a mistake, says Senator Ted Cruz, who also looks like
Cruz!
the rat from Flushed Away, even more so with the beard.
Have you seen My Cartoon President?
No.
Oh my God. The portrayal of Ted Cruz with these beady little red eyes is
awesome.
Is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I think we should be focused on reopening the economy,
and go back to Greenbow,
shoveling
Alabama.
trillions into the dollars out of Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when we reopen, people get sick. You fucking moron.
Didn't
Senator Ben Sasse, a Republican didn't he do what? Ted Cruz?
Didn't Ted Cruz already quarantine because there was a good chance he had coronavirus?
Twice.
Okay. Well, it's just further proof that the man is undead. I don't know what to say.
Senator Ben Sasse, a Republican from Nebraska, declared Tuesday, there are 100 problems with this plan. Yeah, no shit.
I got 99 problems, and the president is all of them. Sorry, go ahead.
In particular, senators blasted the administration for including $1.75 billion in the bill to build a new FBI building. I don't know what one thing has to do with the other, but okay.
Yeah, talk about a non sequitur. Like what?
Now that I sort of agree with. I'm like, why the fuck is that in there?
Yeah, I don't really follow that.
Republicans pushed administration officials Tuesday during their private lunch as to why the money was included in the bill.
How could officials disturb them during their private lunch?
Which members argued wasn't even related to the coronavirus. Now, I agree with that.
And P.S., why the fuck are they gathering for a private lunch during a pandemic? Riddle me this.
I just don't understand it, says Rick Scott, Republican from Florida. How is it tied to coronavirus? I never understood why we were giving money to the Kennedy Center or the National Endowment for the Arts.
Because they have employees like everybody else.
I don't know why it's in there, says Senator Lindsey Graham.
Uh-huh.
How come all these people have these horrible Southern accents? I can just imagine.
Why do they all sound like Forrest Gump getting hit by a fucking backhoe?
I feel really sorry for the waiters at California Pizza Kitchen.
Why? Is that their hangout?
I'm not sure if that's where they had the lunch, but, just throwing that out there.
I mean, I feel bad for anybody who serves up 6-inch pizzas that cost like $47 that aren't that good.
I believe I ordered 2 of these.
Well, Ted Cruz always orders 2. It's not Texas sized. Yeehaw.
I like to go to the Texas Pizza Kitchen.
What the fuck does that mean?
They have bigger pizzas there.
Oh, do they?
They have bigger pizzas and more coronavirus.
Y'all remember the Bigfoot from Pizza Hut? That was a fucking pizza.
McConnell himself said that he was opposed to the inclusion of FBI funds in the proposal.
He's also opposed to, ethics.
McConnell responded to reporters saying Tuesday that he's against the non-germane provisions in the next stimulus and hopes that anything not directly related to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, CNN, and your pop-ups.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Will be stripped out, he says. Let me speak for myself. I'm opposed to the non-germane amendments.
The non-germane amendments, huh?
Whether it's funding for the FBI building or, for example, whether in the House bill's tax cut for higher income earners.
I'm opposed to any legislation on lettuce.
Or other non-germane amendments in the House bill like marijuana studies or aid to legal immigrants.
You do realize we need to study something in order to know how to pay for it, right?
Asked about the pushback from Senate Republicans to the proposal, McConnell acknowledged, well, they should just give me a reach around, but they pushed back.
If you need me, I'll be in my tortoise shell.
Look, I think it's stating the obvious that I have members who are all over this, over the line on this. Oh, yeah, uh-huh. The reaction has been building for months in most of May and June. The discussions between Republicans over how to tackle another stimulus bill raged behind closed doors. Republican senators masturbated among themselves, whether to give states and localities more flexibility in how they use stimulus dollars, and whether to scale down enhanced unemployment benefits that were included in the CARES Act in spring. But now, with the proposal on paper, members aren't holding back.
What I want to know is why McConnell never smiles.
I don't want to see new authorization of money, says Ron Johnson, a Republican from Wisconsin.
Oh my God. If I hear that rhyme scheme one more time, I'm convinced he is only elected because of the unforgettable rhyme.
Ron Johnson?
Ron Johnson from Wisconsin. However, when you say it with Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, It gets even worse.
GOP Senator Mike Braun of Indiana told reporters that he didn't think he could support the bill in its current form. In my own opinion, we need to get back to the Trump economy, not the federal government trying to replace it.
Wait. The Trump economy? You mean the economy that lowered taxes when the economy was booming?
Yeah.
That, like, exactly the wrong thing to do? I mean, historically, not only the wrong thing, but it makes the wrong thing look like the right thing. It's so wrong.
With half a dozen Republicans up for re-election in tough races from Maine to Iowa, Republicans on the ballot argue that changes needed to be made to the GOP's opening bid if they were going to back it. We've got a lot of negotiating to do, says Tom Tillis, a Republican from North Carolina. There's a number of things that we're negotiating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, do we still get whores?
I mean, we do need a prostitute budget. And
they need free tests, because I ain't getting this Rona shit.
I ain't getting that Rona. Here's one from Vanity Fair. Don't forget to blame Mitch McConnell for the coronavirus crisis.
Don't forget.
Something you've probably heard once or twice over the month is that the coronavirus crisis in the United States is significantly worse than it had to be thanks to the leadership and style of Donald Trump, the pillars of which include ignoring experts, not reading his briefing materials, and thinking that he, a man who can't pronounce the word Nevada, whatever, is some kind of genius. Applied to the current situation, that meant downplaying the deadly virus even as it engulfed China and other parts of the world, refusing to, quote, do anything throughout January and February despite dire warnings coming from his own officials, and not pushing for testing because he thought the numbers would hurt his re-election chances. Listening to the advice of his equally dim son-in-law and focusing on the stock market instead of the actual health crisis, and calling COVID-19, quotes, fake news as recently as March 9th. Wow. So yes, when you think about who deserves the most blame for the United States surpassing Italy for the country with the highest number of coronavirus deaths, the answer is obviously Donald Trump. But let us not also forget the spread of that blame around to his neck-pouched enabler, Mitch McConnell. A new deep dive from the New York Times' Jane Meyer exploring McConnell's political career, one which he started out lacking any principles whatsoever or the desire to do anything beyond amass power, makes the extremely convincing argument that the Senate Majority Leader's decision to let Trump rule unchecked in order to preserve his own standing will be viewed as one of the chief causes of thousands of American deaths. Many have regarded McConnell's support for Trump as a stroke of cynical political genius. McConnell has seemed to be both protecting his caucus and covering his flank in Kentucky.
I'm definitely covering my caucus.
A deep red state where, perhaps not coincidentally, Trump is far more popular than he is. Never, ever, ever refer to two men and then try to do the object of the preposition as a pronoun. When the pandemic took hold, the president's standing initially rose in the national polls, and McConnell and Trump surely both take credit for the aid package in the coming months. Yet, as COVID-19 decimates the economy and kills Americans across the nation, McConnell's alliance with Trump is looking riskier. Indeed, some critics argue that McConnell bears a singular responsibility for the country's predicament. I don't think any one person anyway. I don't want to editorialize. They say he knew from the start that Donald Trump was ill-equipped to lead, but in a crisis. But because the president was beloved by the Republican base, McConnell protected him. The lack of balls from the GOP over the last few years has been staggering.
I'm not sure where mine are.
Oh, no, they're in the shell.
They're here somewhere.
They're in the shell, McConnell. Look again.
Oh, Trump has them in his desk.
While McConnell is initially unenthused by Trump's candidacy, he quickly got on board when he read the populist writing on the wall and realized he wanted to be on the, quote, winning team, regardless of whether or not that meant the country would lose.
I'm going to Thailand, Mr. Trump. Can I please have my balls for the trip? No, you can't.
No, I don't want you to bring back some Thailand boy.
I'm just going to hold on to these.
As Mayer recounts, in the closing weeks of the 2016 campaign, McConnell gave more assistance to Trump than many knew, including effectively stonewalling the Obama administration's attempt to alert Congress about the evidence that Russia was attempting to interfere with the election in order to help Trump. Quote, I don't know for sure why he did it, former National Security Advisor, one of like 20, Susan Rice told Meyer, but my guess, particularly with the benefit of hindsight, is that he thought calling out Russia would be detrimental to Trump, so he delayed and deflected. It's disgraceful. Keep in mind that's coming from a Republican. That, of course, was the beginning of the unholy alliance between Trump, McConnell, and the latter known of whom was reportedly called the former, quote, nuts, and likened him to Roy Moore, the former Alabama Supreme Court Justice, whose bid for the U.S. Senate was derailed by allegations he had a thing for teenage girls. I thought that was a good thing if you're running for the Senate in Alabama, unless they're really little girls. Anyway, I remember that. Charges McConnell apparently saw no reason to bring up in public, and which his spokesman denies, as does Moore. After spending nearly all of Barack Obama's 2 terms in office trying to bury the Affordable Care Act in a shallow grave, McConnell saw Trump's presidency as a renewed opportunity to take away people's health care and then some, including a little notice attempt to cut approximately $1 billion in funding from the Prevention and Public Health Fund at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which provides, quote, grants to states for detecting and responding to infectious disease outbreaks, among other things. Thanks to John McCain, McConnell and his brethren were unsuccessful, but according to Jeff Levy, a professor of public health at George Washington University, one result of their effort is that many of the people who lack insurance, of which there are many, will likely avoid getting tested and treated for COVID because they are afraid of the costs. Wow. I think it's almost done. While McConnell was unsurprisingly earned the ire of people like former Democratic Majority Leader Harry Reid, who told Meyer, quote, Mitch and the Republicans stand mute no matter what Trump does. I mean, anyone with Helen Keller could tell you that. I'll continue the quote, though. They have lost their souls, end quote. A number of longtime conservatives have also turned against him. I respect these people. Straight up, I respect these people, and I'm editorializing again. Disgusted by the idea that there is, I'm not even going to say, I hate the word literally, I just hate it. There is nothing Trump can do that will get McConnell to flip, including seemingly presiding over the deaths of thousands of Americans. John David Dyke, D-Y-C-H-E, a lawyer in Louisville, until recently a conservative columnist, enjoyed unmatched access to McConnell and his papers and published an admiring biography of him in 2009. In March, though, Dyke, I mean, how do you pronounce that? D-Y-C-H-E. It's got
Carpet licker.
Correct. Posted a Twitter thread that caused a lot of talk in the state's political circles. He wrote that McConnell, quote, of course, realizes that Trump is a hideous human being and utterly unfit to be president, end quote, and that in standing by Trump anyway, he has shown that he has no ideology except his own political power. Dyke declined to comment for this article, but after the coronavirus shut down most of America, he announced that he was contributing to McConnell's opponent, Amy McGrath, and tweeted, those who stick with the hideous, incompetent demagogue endanger the country and will be remembered in history as shameful cowards. Last paragraph. In an attempt to figure out what kind of person McConnell was before he became the spineless co-conspirator whose bottomless desire for power helped create the unimaginable crisis we face today. Boy, this person loves compound complex sentences. Mayer spent months searching for, quote, the larger principles or sense of purpose that animates, end quote, the senator traveling twice to Kentucky, interviewing dozens of people, including those who love him and those who despise him, reading his speeches, autobiography, and what others have written about him. When she kept coming up empty, someone who knows McConnell well told her, quote, give up. You can look and look for something more in him, but it isn't there, like his teeth. I wish I could tell you that there is some secret thing that he really believes in, but he doesn't. Okay, I mean, the title isn't quite right, but, you know, why the hell not? Anyway, unexpectedly long article read over. What you got, motherfucker?
Basically, Barr lighted up all day in Congress. That's nice.
I mean, if you are being questioned for being unethical, Do you A, see the errors of your ways, decide to stop doing that immediately, and like, beg for the public's forgiveness? Hell no. You're the top prosecutor in the United States. So, what did you think was going to happen? One of the most important lessons of like modern politics is to stop letting people surprise you and stop getting disgusted when they continue to do so. Really. At some point, the vitriol just becomes you talking to yourself in like a big, bad, angry fest. And anger is useless at this point. You have every right to say things aren't right. They feel wrong.
I agree the president's friends don't deserve special breaks, but they also don't deserve to be treated more harshly than other people. Yeah. Let's talk to Breonna Taylor.
I mean, didn't Trump over Twitter straight up direct the Justice Department to do stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to say it was in the 80s, they decided that this was actually a very bad idea. And although it's not codified into law, it was a massive agreement between both parties that they simply would not use the Justice Department as their own personal hitmen. A rule that, of course, hasn't been followed at this point. But, I mean, again, my best advice and my real takeaway is, whatever you do, don't go out of your way to be upset. Nice CNN, good neutral news.
Okay, let's get.
Was I reading CNN? Oh, you were reading CNN.
Yeah, but they were just doing play-by-play of the bar thing. I mean, come on. You're not going to have a spin on that.
I seriously wish that there was such a thing as fact without bias. I really do. I think, Dune, that you know that to be true.
Emus have been banned for bad behavior. A hotel in Australia's Outback says. Oh, look at that troublemaker right there. You see that bitch? Emu named Carol.
That bitch.
In many ways, emus are a welcome distraction in their tiny town in Australia's vast outback.
Mm-hmm.
Raised by animal rescuers, the birds, siblings Kevin and Carol, are a friendly and wide-eyed source of entertainment. But then, the emus learned to climb the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
The new skill gave the birds access to the pub of Yaraka Hotel in Queensland.
Mm-hmm.
Once inside, they unleashed a long-legged brand of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
They snatched toast and French fries away from customers.
Uh-huh.
One of the birds even went behind the bar.
Bah.
Emus have been banned from this establishment for bad behavior.
Uh-huh.
The message asks why any human visitors replace the emu barrier when they enter.
The emu barrier? Do we have a picture of the emu barrier? Like, what is a barrier? Give me the emu equivalent of a cattle guard.
We put a sign up, but we're not quite sure whether they're able to read it or not, but they sure as fuck can pour drinks.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The emus have been popular with visitors, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They've learned that posting for a photo often means a reward for a quick snack.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is when people are making toast for the annex, a head comes across, takes the toast, and gobbles it up as it pops.
Uh-huh.
Despite the bird's transgressions, Gimlet and said she's glad Kevin and Carol have stuck around two survivors of a nest full of eggs that was found abandoned.
Uh-huh.
All their brothers and sisters have since moved on.
How sad.
The pair have endeared themselves to locals and visitors alike. Until recently, Gimlet said the emus had been kept at bay by cordons that were erected around the back of the hotel. But then, the birds worked out how to use the 3 stairs leading up to the pub's patio.
Clever girl.
We didn't think they could climb stairs, says Leanne.
We also thought the velociraptors couldn't open doors, so there's that.
The animals made several cameos in that segment. lunging in front of the camera to grab pieces of bread. And one of them said, "That's not a piece of bread. This is a piece of bread."
Wow.
Now, Gimlin said she's hoping the birds won't figure out how to maneuver limbo style under the rope and under the stairs. Crowding isn't normally a problem in the pub. After all, Yoraka has a population of fewer than 20 people. But as it is often the case with wild animals, there are other issues, literally. If they had control of their bowels, we might let them in inside.
No, you won't.
They're a tad incontinent.
How can you... Okay. How can you be a tad incontinent?
Just
a
scotch.
What? They only, like, leave a squirt on the floor? Like, they don't actually empty their bladder unceremoniously? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Many have said they're thankful for a bit of avian comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
The country is needing this with our COVID crisis, says a visitor to the hotel's Facebook page. The ABC journalist could not stop laughing. Nor could I.
Wow.
Goddamn emus.
Those emus, boy, are they always good for a laugh.
They're drinking all the Fosters.
Yeah, nobody drinks Fosters in Australia.
That's just the shit they send us?
Yes.
Like Heineken?
Well, no, Heineken is actually drunk in Holland. Absolutely. No, you're thinking of, like, Corona. Boy, I bet their sales are up. Corona.
They were up. They were way up, but then they had to shut down because somebody got Corona in the factory.
Oh,
and
man.
then I'm sure they're back up and running now.
Hey, guys had to ruin it for everyone. Amazing. I don't even know what to think about that. Like, that just hurts me. Fucking emus. If only the emus knew the pain that they caused others.
I remember this one time when we took a break.
No, I knew you were going to say that. I don't know, fucking... God damn, Kevin. We are 20 minutes from the end.
And I also put a flute in my pussy. And then that damn emu stole it.
Is this your way of, like, you're not going to get off this kick until we go on break? Is
Goddamn emus.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Okay.
Hey, you're supposed to wear a mask over that beast.
That beast?
Put a mask over it.
Wow. Put a mask over it or put a ring on it.
Watchmen scores 26 Emmy nominations. Ozark gets 18. Wow.
That is not a small number.
The Force is with Baby Yoda, but not Reese Witherspoon. Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, has the Force ever been with Reese Witherspoon? I'm throwing that out there. I don't have anything against Reese Witherspoon, aside from it's hard to say her name.
Reese Witherspoon. 72nd Emmy and Award nominations have been announced, and it looks like Baby Yoda is in. Reese Witherspoon is out.
I'm okay with this. Like, I legit.
The Disney Plus series The Mandalorian blasted off with 15 nominations, whoop, whoop, including a surprise nod for Outstanding Drama Series. I mean, really, it is the best show on TV.
I mean, but drama? I don't know.
Witherspoon, meanwhile, completed the kind of hat trick you don't generally boast about. The Oscar-winning actress had 3 major series in contention this year: Big Little Lies, Little Fires Everywhere, and The Morning Show, and failed to pick up an acting nomination for any of them. This is the kind of topsy-turvy morning it was at the Emmys. Attempted to show going on in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Leslie Jones effectively summarized the strangeness of the proceedings when she described her quarantine-era travel engagements to MC the announcements. Y'all tricked me! The former Saturday Night Live star joked, "They brought me in here on an empty plane, and then they brought me to an empty dressing room, and then they brought me to this room where there's no one but a goddamn cameraman."
Now, will somebody please get these goddamn snakes off this goddamn plane?
Jones was eventually joined remotely by Laverne Cox, Josh Gad, and Tatiana Maslany, who read off the nominees from their own homes.
Okay.
Besides The Mandalorian, Netflix, HBO, and even Quibi all had good reasons to cheer. Meanwhile, Modern Family, Patrick Stewart, and HBO Max can hopefully find some socially distant solace with Reese Witherspoon. Here's a roundup of the biggest snubs and surprises.
I mean, I stopped listening after Baby Yoda.
We can do the roundup after we come back.
Kevin, I'm still setting the break because I wasn't expecting this.
Honored The Mandalorian was. The Force is with Jon Favreau's Star Wars series. Not only did The Mandalorian drive 10 million subscribers to sign up for Disney Plus on launch day and turn Baby Yoda into a household name, but the show scored 15 nominations, including an out-of-this-world nod for Outstanding Drama Series, the first major award for any Star Wars property since George Lucas's original Space Adventure scored Best Picture nomination back in 1977. Big Little Lies victory lap didn't make it across the finish line. Season 1 of Big Little Lies cleaned up at the 2017 Emmys, so it's no surprise that Witherspoon, Kidman, and Shailene Woodley, all of whom were nominated with Kidman winning, would want to take a victory lap, this time with Meryl Streep in tow. In tow,
yeah.
But BLL's sophomore year was a problem-plagued from the start, with rumors behind-the-scenes drama and underwhelming response from critics and fans. Voters were equally unenthused. The series only picked up 5 nominations only. And none of them were for the 3 stars. On the other hand, Streep couldn't be denied. Both she and Laura Dern were the only cast members to score acting nods. Because it's Meryl fucking Streep. And if she does anything, she's gonna get nominated for it. Like, that's just, I mean, you have the greatest actor of our time. Of course she's gonna get nominated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, duh. No. She could be a fucking prop. Like,
she could just stand there and be a tree, and then she'll get an award for it.
It would be like, you know, and she's not even in there. She's just pretending to be a portrait on a wall. It's just a photograph of her, you know, that's in a scene, and it's gonna be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Like, that's just how it goes.
What Tiger King? Are you kidding me?
No, fuck no.
1 year after HBO set a new Emmy record with 137 nominations, Netflix blew past the pay cable rival with a whopping 160 nods. The streaming service's marquee drama Ozark was the strongest performer with 18, while The Crown, Ryan Murphy's critically panned Hollywood, followed close behind with 13 and 12 respectively. Meanwhile, quarantine streaming sensation Tiger King earned 6 nods, including Outstanding Documentary or Nonfiction Series. Carol Baskin.
Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. But, I mean, okay. I feel like getting snubbed by Meryl Streep, do we know Baby Yoda's gender? I mean, do we actually?
No, we don't.
How do you nominate?
We don't even know if his name is Baby Yoda.
I know, it's just implied.
It's probably not, just throwing that one out there.
I mean, part of me hopes it isn't. Like, part of me really hopes it isn't.
Probably just Yoda's cousin, Steve.
Yoda's cousin, Steve, huh?
Steve I am. Yoda you like? But I'm Steve. Speak I will. Soon.
Speak I will not.
Soon I will.
Lightsabers are fun, I say. I don't know. Anyway. God damn it, I can't connect to broadcast. You sure you can't stick it out another 15 minutes? All right, Kevin, I'll keep trying. Read another one.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, Brad Pitt fulfilled Dr. Anthony Fauci's wishes by portraying him on Saturday Night Live. And both men are Emmy-bound. Pitt's 3-minute SNL spot earned him a nomination for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Comedy Series, and we can only hope that he and Dr. Fauci will walk the red carpet together.
A girl can dream.
Of SNL's 15 total nominations went to Eddie Murphy, who made a triumphant return to Studio H.
Oh my God, that was so good.
It was great.
Yeah, that was like runaway good, like straight away.
Over the course of his storied career, Patrick Stewart has earned 4 Emmy nominations,
He's fucking Patrick Stewart. He's up there, in my opinion, with Meryl Streep.
But none of them have been for his most famous TV role, the USS Enterprise best captain.
That's fine by me.
Jean-Luc Picard.
No, I mean, he was an epic, like, Shakespearean stage actor long before any of that shit.
That streak continues as voters decline to honor the thespian for his long-awaited return to the Star Trek franchise and CBS All Access series Picard. Apparently, Star Trek still isn't the Emmys' cup of tea, Earl Grey or otherwise. Oh, God.
All right, whoever wrote this likes puns too much.
I don't care about awards, number one.
Number one, I order you to go take a number two.
It's a good fucking show. Just watch it.
Just watch it.
You piece of shit.
Watch my head gleam. You'll like it.
I love in Picard that they cuss because it's like, whoa, he's actually talking like himself now, and like maybe he would have cussed through the whole thing. Fuck you, Borg. Taking my own shit.
Borg.
Piece of crap.
I was going to shit on you on Monday.
The Watchmen is the new Game of Thrones with 32 nominations.
Okay. It wasn't that good. I know I'm going to draw the ire of like all comic book fans everywhere, but like it wasn't that good. It was good.
I don't know if it's that much better than Picard, and Picard just got the shaft.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe, I mean, I'll admit, like, I will straight up admit to some bias on this matter. Like, I liked Picard. I thought it was actually a really great reimagining of the whole thing. Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I haven't seen The Watchmen.
No, Picard. What did you think of Picard?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Just to see him again was great. And then I love that they brought back so many the regular players of TNG. I thought that was great. I'm looking forward to Worf next time. But I've heard that Michael Dorn will not wear that thing on his head ever again.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Well, dude, it was a 3-hour makeup
That's
job.
what he says. He's like, dude, I'm fucking done.
He, again, like, at some point you earn the right to, like, you know,
be like, no.
Well, no, it'd be easy. He's like, you know what? I already have all the money I need. So if you want me to do this, it's going to be on my terms, and you're going to have to figure out how to, you know.
Right. And he could do like a deep fake kind of thing, or he could do like a CGI kind of deal where he just provides his voice. Cause like, he's not going to fucking stand there for makeup anymore. Like, it's not going to happen.
He'll wear a bunch of fucking X's on his forehead. He'll be like, you know what?
Star Wars creative and just digitally insert him
do
in
it
there.
in post, or come up with some episode where, like, you know, he needs cosmetic surgery for something.
But in the new Star Wars world, at least with Discovery, Klingons look completely different.
Oh, that kind of annoyed me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Don't reinvent the Klingon. I mean, I understand.
Which they do every fucking time.
I understand why. Because, like, in the 60s, the original Star Trek,
the
Klingons
like Vulcans.
were the black people. No, they were always black.
And they looked like Vulcans. They had pointy ears.
All right, Kevin, you got your break. 5 fucking minutes. More of ADHD Radio right after this. $1 million in damage to the 2,600 acres in the county, and pleaded with representatives of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. We have a group here from Lodgepole. Their whole town is being surrounded by prairie dogs, and we need your help. All right. Google image. Search. Let's see. Prairie dog invasion. Teresa, what's up? How's it going? My co-host didn't show up, and I've got a freaking something in my eye, and it's hard to read. So let's see. Nope, nothing good for prairie dog invasion. How about killer prairie dog? Yeah, let's see. Holy shit. Oh, well, apparently prairie dogs can be nasty. Oh man, and apparently they also have Bluetooth headsets. That fucks me up. Wow. Ah, god damn it. What the fuck is in my... Ah! Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? A statue of Christopher Columbus stands in Cleveland's Little Italy neighborhood, but if signers of a petition get their way, they will be replaced by a statue of Chef Boyardee. I think we covered that last week. I could be mistaken. It's so hard to tell. I was up really late doing a deposition, and it was the most boring thing that I've done in recent events. Let's see. Ow. God damn it. What the oh, you know what? I have a terrible feeling. So I had icy hot, right? Ugh. I had icy hot, and I think I may have just accidentally rubbed it in my fucking eye. So this will be a very interesting solo show. Oh, God damn it. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, icy hot really fucking hurts when you accidentally get it in your eye. I'm just, I'm going to throw that out there. Oh, wow. Oh my God. I do not even understand, but that hurts like a motherfucker. Okay. You know what? I've got to have, let's see if I can have Siri read this for you. Ow. Oh, motherfucker. Hey, Gators.
Hey, my camera didn't set up right. Hold on a second. But hopefully you hear me.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. That's weird. Yeah, XBit broadcaster to enable virtual camera output. Please start That is funky.
No, that was because that's what I was using last week, because that has the chroma key feature. That sucks.
Yeah, you call that a chroma key, and I call it like the world's worst. Oh God, Gators, it was so bad.
Yeah, well, it works, kinda.
Well, set your webcam input.
Well, I said it. Yeah, I said it back to Logitech. Although it looks like Skype now has their own settings. So let's see. They have a blur option, so that blurs everything but me.
Right.
Kinda.
Right.
And now I could be in the office. And that's I think this is meant for a more close-up type of shot. So
I can't see whatever it is you're showing.
I had to hit apply before you could see it.
Yeah, Gators, okay. I can't see I can't see your webcam at all. God, I feel like an old person using Zoom.
Well, it
there it is. Okay. I saw it for a second, Gators.
There it is. So now I'm in some kind of a lab of some sort. So and it freaks out when I move my arms because
it's retarded.
Because it's retarded. Yeah. Well, wait, can you say that anymore?
I just did.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a free pass.
Good. A free pass is all I am after, because I was in, but right when you called, I was in an unfortunate position. One that I've never actually found myself in the past.
Reverse cowgirl?
Even worse. I put icy hot like on this part of my neck, and I think I put it in my eye by accident. And it fucking burns like a motherfucker. Well,
we are well known for teaching people where not to put icy hot on this network.
That's true. But usually we take money before we do anything. Like,
yes.
Usually there is money involved, and in this case, there was none.
There was no money involved.
No.
It's kind of like the time B-Spot shot his balls. There was no money involved. Just stupidity.
No, that was awesome. I mean, like, good times.
No, that was not a good time, because he was supposed to relieve me at the end of my show, and he had a BB in his balls, and B, he sent pictures.
Oh God, I forgot about that. I don't think I don't think I ever saw that.
I opened the file, and yes, they were real legit pictures of
B-Spot's thoroughly BB'd balls.
he self-operated to extract the balls because
Oh my God.
The BBs entered but did not exit.
Oh,
so he
God.
had to retrieve the BB.
Oh.
Good times, right?
No. Oh, fuck no. Let's just go with straight up fuck no.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no. When you were like, yeah, good times. Okay, raising my table just makes that effect freak out even more.
God, what is this useful for? This is like the worst active key ever. This is like the equivalent of a Zoom background, except it's actually kind of worse because it can't even make up its mind how it's going to suck. It keeps changing its mind.
Well, I think it's dialed in for like the range of like a laptop webcam where it's a closer angle, and I got this like wide angle establishing shot of me, so it just doesn't. It's just not configured for what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off.
Thank God. Wow. Yep. See that looks entirely better.
Yeah. And I could see my, my comfy futon, my needlepoint solved Rubik's Cube tissue box, and my shelf of goodies.
Yes. Although I'm cutting those off ever so slightly in order to actually get this multiplexer to look right and to show enough of your face that it doesn't look like I'm just talking to like a blue shirt and a couch.
A blue shirt and a couch.
Which incidentally is probably a podcast at this point because I don't know.
Vamp, a blue shirt and a couch. That's the new name of the show.
No, it's not. No,
you're due for a name change.
No, Gators, I don't derive novelty from changing names. Like, I just don't. That's not my MO. That's yours. That's like
that is mine. That's why my show is now called
Insert Title here.
Because it's the show that changes names so frequently. I just put a placeholder in, and we'll fix that in post.
Speaking of things you should have fixed in post, this is like the third week in a row that you forgot to turn off the Sam broadcaster.
Oh, it gets even better than that. I forgot to stop streaming.
Oh God! So, how long did it take you to figure this out, Gators?
Oh, maybe about a half hour.
Okay.
I was ripping Aqua Teen Hunger Force DVDs. So if anyone was listening to the stream, they might have gotten to hear like the beginning of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force theme a few times as I was checking files while renaming them.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I've not done that and then watched adult-related entertainment. I'm hoping I don't make that mistake.
I mean, there are worse things in this world, but not a ton.
Well, the worst thing would be if the video was still running. That would be the worst.
Oh yeah. Yep. Gators is like pulling up adultfriendfinder.com and like, starting to turn on all of his like granny porn. Oh God, granny porn.
And then I see the blue light on the webcam and I'm like, hi.
And then you're like, oh man, so that's why people put tape over that shit.
That was a bit. That was such a funny bit for radio. You all thought it was serious. Tune in next week. Bye. Click. That's how I'd handle that.
If I were to ever install or like develop malware. All right. I think that is just about enough. Kevin is back on and that needs to go the fuck away. Go away key. There we go. All right. So yes, welcome back to the last waning minutes of ADHD Radio. Wow, no calls today. That's a shame.
Might as well get to some of my birthday news of the weird here.
All right, do it.
I turned 40, by the way.
Yes, Kevin is officially middle-aged.
I guess. Over
what
the
do you
hill.
mean? No. I mean, not really over the hill. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't even understand that. Like,
somebody told me that the other day, and I was like,
You're like Hank
I
Hill?
haven't even heard that expression since the 80s.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you just sounded old, calling me old. That's impressive.
Here them two kids been over the hill whacking off in my camper.
You're whacking in my tool shed. I'll hog tie you.
I'm not over the hill. I'm king of the hill, god damn it.
Hank Hill.
Propane and propane accessories.
God damn it.
Commuters in Berlin, Germany are required to wear masks on public transportation.
Uh-huh.
And are subject to fines if they don't. Despite that, reports of Dutch so many people wear their masks incorrectly, covering their mouth but not their nose. Oh god, that fucking drives me crazy.
Yeah.
That Berlin's transport company BVG is now suggesting that riders skip deodorant when they're getting ready for the day in hopes that the body odor on crowded trains will keep those masks in place.
Don't tempt the hippies.
Given that so many people think that they can wear their masks under their noses, we are getting tough.
We're getting tough. And by getting tough, we mean getting stinky. We're getting
The BVG is calling for general deodorant waiver.
We're going to be so bad with our Scheiße deodorant.
So now, do you still want to leave your house with your nose out?
Oh, yeah, we're so naughty.
You want to have your nose out? You want to run with your cock out? That's fine, as long as your nose and mouth are covered.
I hope your snars will be assaulted by my lovely man-otters.
Farm families in Botswana living beside the Chobe River have long battled herds of elephants that often pass through their fields at night, trampling crops as they move toward the river. Barking dogs and fences have failed to stop the elephants, the BBC reported on July 7th. But farmers are having remarkable success with a new weapon, disco lights.
Boy, stranger words have never been said. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Scientists from the Elephants Without Borders.
What?
Place solar-powered strobe lights that flash color patterns along the sides of the fields elephants are known to walk through, frightening the elephants away.
Can I just say that there are no borders if you're an elephant, and that is the dumbest name I've heard in a long time.
One farmer reported that before he had the lights, I had more elephants raid, but these 2 seasons with lights I have harvested successfully. Well, shit, man. And you had a nice rave party out there.
Wow. I like, words escape me.
A man attempting to elude police in a stolen Toyota Land Cruiser on July 5th in Newburgh, Oregon.
Because that always works. Crashed
into a woman driving a Buick Regal that had been reported stolen 3 weeks before, giving police a twofer. Newburgh Dundee police said they arrested the driver of the Toyota, Randy Lee Cooper, 27, and then found the driver of the Buick, Christian Nicole Beeg, 25, to be under the influence of intoxicants and arrested her too. Neither driver was injured. Liberty County, Georgia sheriff's officers who found a body laying next to a railroad track in Allenhurst on July 14th followed protocol by covering the body with a sheet and waiting for the coroner. When the coroner arrived, detectives looked for injuries and quickly discovered the body was a female sex doll.
Oh, God. I was wondering... Man, can we just skip the blow-up doll for like one goddamn week?
WSAV reported that the doll was fully clothed and was anatomically correct.
Of course it was.
Officials think they may have been victims of a prank.
You think?
But, I mean, no, because you're not going to give your $5,000 sex doll away for a prank.
Yes, because something is wrong with your brain if you spent $5,000 on a fucking sex doll.
Wendy Ween. What a name.
Yeah.
51, South Rockwood, Michigan, was arrested July 17th after offering an uncovered state police trooper $5,000 to kill her ex-husband and giving him money for travel expenses.
Police make lousy hitmen.
Ween met the trooper after allegedly visiting the fake website rentahitman.com, where she completed a form requesting
that was a fucking prank. I love that people have actually used that website.
And named her ex-husband as the target. The owner of the website contacted Michigan State Police, who then sent an undercover officer. I'm very surprised that someone thought that this website was a true website,
It was a prank.
says the officer. The website owner said over the last 15 years he's been contacted by a number of times by people wanting to kill someone, and turns out all those requests turns all the requests over to law enforcement. Well, good for you, buddy.
Good. You should. Wow.
Iceland is offering a stressed out world a unique way to blow off some steam. Scream therapy. The country's tourist board is inviting people worldwide to record their screams to be played over loudspeakers in one of 7 remote locations. You've been through a lot this year, says the project website.
So scream about it.
And it looks like you need the perfect place to let your frustrations out. Somewhere big, vast, and untouched. It looks like you need Iceland. Psychotherapist Zoe Aston approves. Using a scream as a way to release pent-up emotion allows you to reclaim power that is inside you.
Okay, you don't need a psych degree to know that a soul scream feels good.
Iceland has suffered relatively little during the COVID-19 pandemic, with only 1,905 cases of the disease and 10 lives lost. Because nobody lives in fucking Iceland.
Actually, no one lives in Greenland. Iceland is actually beautiful. It's a misnomer.
What started as a report of a naked man running down a road hitting cars.
Go on.
In Owensboro County, Kentucky. On July 16th, soon turned into a home burglary in progress, says WFIE. Davies County Sheriff's deputies said that they arrived at the home around 1:30 a.m. to find John Stephanopoulos, 41, standing inside, naked, covered with mud and blood.
Like you do.
Authorities said the suspect rushed the officers while repeatedly telling them he had used mushrooms with Jesus and they were playing a virtual reality video game together, him and Jesus.
Yeah, you certainly did do mushrooms.
Stephanopoulos was eventually tased and taken into custody.
Did mushrooms, saw Jesus. I hope that's what's on his
and we played games
tombstone.
together. Jesus was beating his saber. Robert Berger, 25, of Huntington, New York, was scheduled to be sentenced last October after pleading guilty to possession of a stolen Lexus and attempting to steal a truck. But in an effort to avoid jail, he tried faking his own death, prosecutors said on July 21st. The scheme, they said, unraveled when authorities discovered a spelling error and inconsistencies in the font styles and sizes on the fake death certificate submitted by his lawyer. Further, the Associated Press reports while Berger was dead, quote unquote, he was arrested in Philadelphia for providing false identity to police and stealing from a Catholic college.
Hopefully not in that order.
It will never cease to amaze me how the lengths of some people will go to avoid being held accountable on criminal charges.
Yes.
It's a good idea. It's never a good idea to submit phony documents to the district attorney. Yeah, you think?
Yeah, I think they're going to figure that out. And just go.
This font doesn't look like.
I'm going to go.
Is that fancy font?
I don't
know. What
know.
kind of font is that?
Dude, that is a standard serif font. There's nothing fancy about that. Like, nothing at all.
Andrea Balbi, president of Gondola Association in Venice, Italy, announced on July 22nd that the organization is reducing the maximum capacity allowed on the iconic boats from 6 persons to 5. The change comes not because of social distancing, but because over the last 10 years or so, tourists weigh more. He noted that the heavier loads often mean the boats take on more water.
This just in fat people.
It harder for the gondoliers to navigate in heavy traffic. Going forward with over a half a ton of meat on board is dangerous.
And by meat, we mean fat people. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a half a ton of meat.
Half a ton.
The tourists, they're too fat.
The two are fat.
Hey, you, a fat stuff.
Fatso.
You're gonna have to wait for the next gondola.
God damn it.
And wait for Mario.
It's me, Mario.
Fashion designer and activist Vivienne Westwood, 79, dressed in canary yellow, perched on a swing inside of a giant metal bird cage outside London's Old Bailey Court.
proof that there's nothing to do in the UK. Go ahead.
And led a crowd in chanting, "Free Julian Assange." Fox News reported Westwood saying freeing Assange would mean journalists can continue to tell the truth.
Uh-huh.
The WikiLeaks founder is being held in London, awaiting an extradition hearing now scheduled for September 7th. Dun, dun, dun. And that is News of the Weird for July 24th.
That was
2020.
That was lovely.
Once again, you've wasted approximately 2 hours of your time with ADHD Radio. My name is Kevin.
His name is Kevin. My name is Video Vamp. And this show airs each and every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Let me see. What is that GMT? That would be, I don't know. What is the current GMT? Or no, is GMT the same as UTC? It is. So that would be roughly from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. GMT. And, you know, after that, you can just make your own, decisions. And that'll do it for ADHD Radio. By all means, do not, whatever you do, like and subscribe, because I hate fuckers on YouTube who say that. Instead, just bother Kevin on all social media to clip the show. Oh, come on. No reaction? Very good. All right. Anyway, so that's the deal. And we'll see everybody next week. Pig it a piece, motherfuckers.